welcome to our morning meditation. I'm the Reverend Dr. William L. Johnson III, and I'm so happy to share these messages of what we would call inspiration and encouragement. I was thinking about all the things I wanted to say and was going to say them all at one time, but thank you for joining in with us and hearing us once more. Today's morning meditation is entitled Trust the Seasons. Trust the Seasons. One of my favorite things to do in pastime is to watch movies, especially old movies. It reminds me of my childhood times. I used to share these movies with my family, sometimes traveling to the movie theater and sometimes actually watching them at home. Movies give me a picture. It's always given me a picture of life as it's lived in the imagination of other people. And in fact, as life as it's lived in reality for other people as well. And so I was thinking today about a movie I saw years ago called Being There with Peter O'Toole. There are a lot of other great actors in that movie. I love the movie. It's one of those thoughtful movies. I think it was written and came out in 1976. That's how long I've been here paying attention to these things. But in the movie, there is a main character. His name is Chauncey Gardner. I'll get into that another time about how he got his name. But he is a profound character of being there, what they would consider a simple-minded man, but always in the right place at the right time to say the right things, and not saying too much, but never saying too little. It's amazing how he's able to be there. But there's a scene in this movie that dawned on me. He ends up being a counselor to the president of the United States about what is happening in the world. And as he's dealing with that, he's dealing with a troubled economy, the president is, and not knowing how to deal with it. And Chauncey reminded him that spring is coming and that there will be growth in the spring, even though they have to go through the seasons, like economic seasons, like our regular natural seasons. There is a season for what will happen in the world. Well, don't want to go too far into the movie, but I think there are some jewels there that I want to share with you. That we are now in the fall of the year. It is October here in the Midwest, and we are sharing in this change of climate, which we always do almost every year. We discover that things cool down a bit, that the leaves start to look like someone painted them in different colors, and the array is gorgeous. To see how the tapestry of all around us starts to take on a very different kind of feel, but beautiful all in its own. We discovered that now leaves will begin falling from the trees and seeding the ground with whatever will come up in next year's springtime. Those seeds will incubate over the winter months and find themselves into the soil, only to rise in the spring, to emerge and grow through the summer months, and then to be harvested, and we will begin it all over again. In other words, what I am really trying to say is that in our lives, we have these seasons as well. We have moments in which we have extraordinary birth and growth, just starting to get going, and then time when things really become abundant, and then later to see that that abundance kind of dissipates and fades, only to then look around and see that the trees may be barren and not showing the fruitfulness that they had just months before. But to remember that just because things are bare does not mean that they're barren. And it's important to know that as we are dealing with life, sometimes we have to know that, yes, like Chauncey Gardner said, in the springtime, things will grow again. I don't know where you are and what season you are in your life. Maybe in your life, not just our collective life together, but maybe in your life, you may be in your fall or in your winter or in your spring or in your summer. It's up to you to determine where you are, but you have to trust the seasons. The seasons come and they are bound to come. You can't stay in summer your entire life. You can't stay in the fall your entire life. Can't stay in winter. You won't stay in winter in your entire life, and spring will not remain forever. It is important to have a balanced life that goes through the seasons of life. Some of us started out when we were younger with all the kind of ambition and the excitement that life brings, only to mature and watch things grow in our lives, then to find ourselves losing a bit of all of that, gusto and all the things that we've had, only to discover that winter time has come. But remember, winter's not meant to stay. It is the best time for incubating the seeds that have been planted so that when springtime comes again, they will start to now bud and grow. In spring, things grow. In summer, things really blossom. And in the fall, that's when we're seeding the ground again for then winter to incubate and then breed those seeds so that they can come up again later. I don't know what's happening in your life. I can't imagine what is going on. I don't know how you're navigating the seasons of your life. But I do want to add this and offer this. The one who is the author of your life, the one who created you, also created the seasons. Trust the seasons. They will bring about what's necessary in your life. I've discovered that in my life, it's really important to trust the seasons. I was reading a wonderful book. I may have mentioned it somewhere a year or two ago as I was sharing these messages and first beginning. April Britt Chole wrote a book called Anonymous. And in it, she talks a little bit about seasons and how sometimes you're not always in the blooming season, the blossoming season. You may very well be in your winter season, but like the old song goes, after winter must come spring. And after spring, summer, and after summer, fall, and after fall, we begin the process again with winter incubating that in which the earth has received from the fall, autumn seeding. That's why they call it fall. The seeds fall to the earth. They find themselves in the ground, growing underground, only to come through the ground in the springtime. And from spring to grow and blossom above ground, to create the fruits that we enjoy, so that they might seed again the land around us. Maybe in your life, you're going through whatever season. I don't know where you are, but I'm telling you to trust it. Trust it when you've had loss. Trust it when you have moments of excitement that your career is going in a direction, but knowing that at some point you won't always be at the top of your game. Trust that when you're not at the top of your game, you'll have enough of the harvest of your life to live off of until it's time. And then trust that when winter comes, it's not meant to stay, but it's only meant to now grow what's coming next in your life. Maybe you're there, maybe you're in winter and you're wondering what's happening, but you can't see what's growing under the ground. You can't see what's happening and what seeds have been planted and what is going to grow up in your life in your springtime when it comes. I'm telling you, and I'm hoping that you can trust the seasons, the season of your career, the season of your family life, the season of your health, the season of all the things that you'd hope for and all the things that you may have lost. Remember to trust the seasons because ultimately they are cycling and moving through a cycle that will bless you and all those around you. And it's important to trust them. Right now, we're living in a time where there's a whole lot of people and turning over of things. Things are changing around us. But stop and pause a minute. Remember that we weren't the first ones to be here, and that there are others who've come through many seasons before we got here. Many moments in which people wondered whether or not the world would even exist. Many moments of whether or not we thought we would survive. Many moments in which we felt like we were on top of the world and then down in the valley again and then back on the mountain again. And we've had that in our own lives. But there, as long as there have been an earth and there have been people, the seasons have changed, but they still keep on cycling back again. So get excited about your life. Trust the seasons. They're coming. And the one who created the seasons and created the earth and the world has you on God's mind. And God sees you and knows what season you're in. Maybe you should take a moment and do some journaling, some reflecting about what season you're in and what's coming next in your life. Don't run away from it because it can feel rough, but don't let yourself stay there. Remember that after winter must come spring. And once you come through spring with the rainy season and all of the mud and all the slush, guess what? All the things that happen in the rainy season of spring produces the beauty of what we see in summer, the fruitfulness of that which we have enjoyed. And once it grows fully over the summer months, we're able to take in a harvest and bring it home, put it in our cupboards, make sure we have enough to make it through the winter. And while it is seeding itself in the ground, now growing up to produce itself all over again. For every generation and every family, if we're healthy, we can trust the season. Be careful, however, of not being able to notice when we're in an unhealthy place, trying to manipulate seasons to make winter spring, or to make, summer fall, or to try to make the fall spring again, or to try to skip the seasons in our lives. Trust how they fall out. You never know. You might need every last one of them. I like changing seasons because I know that the process is continuing. Trust it. I'm hoping you have received this message as an encouragement and an empowerment to you. I also hope it's an inspiration. Why? Because I want you to know, as I say every week, that you are loved, you are appreciated, and you're irreplaceable, even as you navigate through your season. Find out which one it is, but be encouraged that whatever it is, that it will give way to a cycle that will keep on blessing your life and the people around you. Have a great one. Have a great day. Have a great week. Have a great life. Take care. Bye-bye.